brother?
Jimmy!
What are you doing?
Dude, I'm causing a bunch of trouble. I'm causing a bunch of ruckus. You know?
I know.
Like,
you know what? First of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
I'm very happy for you and Hannah.
Yeah, thank you.
I hope her medication kicks in real soon, so
she recognizes and realizes what she's getting into. Oh my gosh, Jimmy! Thank you.
She just has angels flying around her all the time.
No, yeah.
Oh, but no, that's awesome.
Thank you.
So you excited?
Yeah, I'm pumped, man.
Cool.
It was a beautiful proposal and engagement. Did it at the Denver Aquarium.
Right, that's cool.
Yeah, it was super cool. She's infatuated with the sea, and like she wants to get into like deep sea diving and stuff like
fun.
that. And so all that to say, I was like, this would be a cool thing. And
But if you go deep sea diving with her,
yeah,
don't make her mad before you go in the water, because she may have one of those little harpoon things.
pull my hose or
Yeah,
something.
it's
Like
called an accident.
yeah,
So I've been thinking a lot about stuff again.
yeah,
And so me and Aubrey were talking about it a little bit. But it's like, how do you, I don't know if it's even possible, but how do you detach yourself from trauma? I mean, I'm being really serious here.
Yeah.
Because it's been, 3 years for me? Mm-hmm. And I still drag it. I mean, like, and it's not like the money's gone.
right,
But it's like the future's gone.
right,
Like, oh my God, I only have this amount of money left, but I need to make this and all this stuff.
yeah,
Right?
yeah,
And that's some of the things about trauma. It's not only the direct, but it's the indirect.
right.
That
It's the anxiety afterwards.
Yes.
And that stuff kind of like just hangs on. It's not like let me just shake this off real quick.
yeah, it's not like you
We're not
twist
Taylor
your ankle.
Swift.
Right.
We can't shake it off.
Right.
You know? So like
My daughter will appreciate that.
so
Oh my God, Taylor Swift. There went all the seriousness in one comment.
no, but I'm for real in the sense of like you can't really just shake it off. Like there's gonna be things that you're gonna be processing probably like for the rest of
Your life.
your life, right? Yeah. Like you're gonna go through things. Now what is more important is whether or not you live and move from that anxiety.
And see, that's hard.
Yeah.
Right? Because as we know, it's still kind of slow in the mortgage
market.
business. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that creates another level of anxiety. But it's those times when you're just laying in bed and you think, shit, right?
Yeah.
And you start spiraling. And do you wake up the next morning and you feel a little bit hungover? Because not from drinking, from thinking so damn much, you know?
Yeah.
And I was just wondering that, I said, when do I put the baggage down?
Yeah.
Where I can, and will it always be semi-attached to me? Probably.
Yeah.
But when am I okay to just leave it? Knowing that it's there,
Yeah.
but I'm not walking back to it all the time.
Yeah, and I think a lot of that has to play into beliefs and faith and stuff like that. And I'm in no way, shape, or form some guy that puts people's in headlocks, right?
Right.
And just like, hey, this is what you need to believe, you know, da 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 da. But in my own walk, right? In my own, because that's the only thing I can speak from, is my faith, you know, speaks to laying things down. There's you know a song that I love, and it says, take a moment to remember who God is and who I am.
Yeah.
There you go, lifting my load again. And the very next lyric is, no longer am I held by the yoke of this world. I come up under the yoke of Jesus. His yoke is easy and his burden is light. And that's pulled from the scriptures.
Right.
It's pulled from, you know, Paul talks about coming up under the yoke of Jesus, right? And so, like, for me, what that looks like in my life is, okay, God, you see what's in here. You're God. I don't necessarily need to tell you every detail. But I'm coming to you right now because I can't, like, get rid of this.
Right.
And I need you to take it. Like, it's in surrender. It's in, like, because it's so easy for us to, you kind of made the, you talked about it, is like you set it down, right? Mm-hmm. But inevitably, what happens?
You go back and pick it up.
And so it's like, how do we set it down, like you're talking about your baggage, and leave it?
Right.
And I think it goes to trust. Do we trust, our lives to carry on after? Do we trust in, for me, right, Jesus, to be able to actually handle what it is that I went through, my traumas, my anxiousness, my depression, because those things are real, like we experience them. You talking about spiraling, right? There's a lot of things that are going on in my life right now.
Yep.
We've talked about them,
Yep.
right? And it's very easy for me to, in the moment, compartmentalize those things, right? And be like, okay, no, I don't need to deal with this right now. Boom, set it aside. But then when it gets quiet and you're sitting and it hits you like a ton of bricks, it's like, yo, I need you right now. Like, I need you because I am thinking these things and I can't break out of this, like, cyclical around and around and around. And I truly believe, like, he built us that way.
How would you attack this from a non-spiritual,
Yeah.
right? Because, we have our faith, but there's a lot of people out there that are facing the same things but don't have that. So is it, somebody told me, who was it? I can't remember. Somebody told me that the more you kind of step into it, the more you kind of face it and not run from it, you get more comfortable with it.
Yeah.
Like everything else, right? When you face your fear. But then I think a lot of people, it's the spiraling.
Yeah.
Because they can't shut it off quick enough. Because now you say, I this happened and I lost this. Oh my God, I could lose this. I could lose this. What are people going to think? Blah blah blah. I remember, I think when I talked with Aubrey, I had a suit that said shame on it, right?
Yeah.
So how does that stop?
Yeah. Well, and I think the spiraling is fear based.
Oh, it's all fear based,
right? And so the acronym that I've always said, right, is fear is false evidence appearing real.
So let me bump in right quick.
Yeah.
Do you think it's fear? Well, we know it's fear. I shouldn't think. We know it's fear.
Yeah.
But is it because of you lost control? Like you lost control when the trauma hit, right? Like for mine, I lost all control.
Right.
I got played.
Yeah.
So now I look at this, the spiraling, and I don't have control with that either. And you're right. Fear is nothing but a future, right? You're stepping into the future. And because I've always been trying to find tools, right? And, I've read books and stuff like that, but there's not a book called When You Spiral at Night.
Yeah.
Your go-to. And I think part of it too is that you really haven't owned all this, right? Because if you owned all this, or it happened to you again, there'd be no fear.
Right.
Right? Because it's done.
Well, and I don't think it's necessarily there would be no fear, but you would definitely have more handles on how to navigate through it.
Right.
Like when I experienced, my story is, there was a point in my life where I was very, like, suicidal, right? And I was in Walmart parking lot ready to do it, and I can't explain it, right? Like, there was just a paralytic state that came over me, and even if I wanted to do that, I wouldn't be able to do it.
Right.
And I truly believe that God showed me things and spoke to me in that moment to encourage me. So that's the spiritual side of things. And then right after that happened, my best man called me and said, Uriah, I don't know what's going on right now, but I'll tell you right now, if you don't cut it out, I'm going to kick your ass. And that's what I needed to hear.
That's a true friend.
Yeah, because I was in a rough spot, you know? Like, I've always been a little rough, you know? That's my past. And I needed to hear that. And he stayed on the phone with me, and he walked me through, and he's like, dude, you're going to get help. Like, you got to get help.
Yeah.
And so I did that. And I went through that entire process of processing grief and loss.
Right.
And I was raised in the church, and I never really heard anything about grief and loss. And so I asked the counselor, what are you even talking about? And he's like, dude, you've experienced a lot of grief and loss within just the last 9 years,
and
let
you just
alone
pushed
your
it
entire
down.
life. Suppression.
Yeah.
Not dealing with it.
I had the same thing.
And so to your point, yeah, it is super vital that we actually deal with those things, or else they are going to fester and grow in other ways in our lives, and we're going to experience that in a negative way.
And you know the crazy thing about that too, Uriah, is there's a comfort in that though also, right?
Yeah.
Because you're in the middle of all the bullshit.
Right.
Right? But it's comfortable, you know it.
Yeah.
Right? You've been depressed before. Oh, I'm gonna, I'll get out of it. Blah, blah, all this stuff, right?
Yeah.
To step outside of where you were, that's scary.
Yeah, for sure.
People don't get it. People don't understand that what's the big deal, right? Like, why would you kill yourself? Why would you think about killing yourself? Just say no.
Yeah.
Like back in the 70s, just say no to drugs.
Right.
Thanks, Nancy Reagan. Historical buff here. But no, that's part of it.
Yeah.
Because that's how you dealt with grief. You stayed in it.
Yeah.
Right.
And you faced it.
You faced it. You buried it.
Like that's what this counselor said. He was like, you need to go back as far as you can, as far as you feel needed, right? And start processing that. For me, that was taking it to God and saying, look, this happened. I need healing here. I can't go back I don't have a time machine. I can't go back and change it.
Nothing can change.
Right? Like, it's happened. I need now to experience healing so that I can move forward.
Right.
And instead of suppressing it, because suppression is only pushing it down, and it's even a bigger root. Really,
so
truly.
Did you when you were when you're going through your shit, did you even express feelings?
I think I was very distracted.
But besides anger.
Right. I think I was very distracted in what I was doing, and I was defining myself. I mean, this is the root, right? I was defining myself in my successes through business, through whatever it was. And I started to realize that there's always another mountain to climb. Someone is already better than you. And so it was then a competition. And also, when you get to that level of success or whatever it is, you realize there's nobody around.
No.
There's no real community. There's no, I would reach out to people all the time and be like, hey, we should connect, you're running 3 businesses, like I'm running 3 businesses. And, I had friends that I did, have community with.
Right.
So it's not like I didn't have any community, but to grow and to move out of where I was and just to be able to be with another human and just talk
Chilling.
about life.
Just
right?
chilling, right?
It was few and far between that you would find people like that. And so then it becomes even more time to spiral.
But you never addressed your feelings.
In that moment, no.
That's what
and so when I sought out counseling, how does that make you feel? And it's like, I don't know. Like I've
No,
never
that's
been
true,
here.
'cause you
I've never,
blocked it.
yeah, I've never like. It was just like suppress it and move on. Like it was very militant.
Yes.
I would compare it to being in the military.
Right,
Like
'cause you don't have to deal with it.
You just things are gonna happen,
Right?
and you have to continue on the mission.
Yeah.
You have to focus. You have to like keep moving forward. You got people behind you.
Big boys don't cry.
Stuff like pull yourself up by your bootstraps,
Yeah.
right? Like this was the mentality that I surrounded myself with, because a lot of success comes from just driving and continuing through thick and thin. And it's interesting to me, Jimmy, because in business or when we're trying to grow in our career or something like that, we don't have a problem with just moving forward.
Right.
But when it comes to life and like how we feel and emotions and baggage and stuff like that, dude, we can't leave the
Business
place.
is pretty clear.
Yeah.
Yes or no.
Yeah.
Right? There's no middle ground. There's no feelings. Yeah, you might get pissed off. You
Right.
didn't get a deal. But when you talk about life, now you're bringing in the family. You're bringing in friends. Like my buddy that passed, right?
Right.
And I think we talked about this in my last podcast, but found out on Wednesday night, I was in had to go to Albuquerque that Thursday or something like that. I forgot. No. Anyway,
Yeah.
Sunday night, I had to go to Albuquerque Monday. And I went to Albuquerque, went to work, right? Didn't have to deal with it. Pushed it aside, right? Because we're working.
Yeah.
All my buddies were quiet. Everybody was just kind of quiet, just kind of hanging on, because we really didn't want to talk about it, even though we really wanted to talk about it. And so I got home from Albuquerque and sitting there and nothing. Then a song comes on and I just start wailing
Yeah. Hits you like a ton of bricks.
because you're so used to pushing that crap to the side. Like the therapist was telling me that, Jimmy, she goes, you don't know how to feel. You don't know how to, as emotions come up or feelings come up, you don't know how to address them. So part of the baggage is not addressing those feelings, right? So you can do all the stuff, right? But until you address the true feelings, and I was upset when it happened. Don't get me wrong, I was pretty shaken. But she goes, I don't think you've dealt with them completely, because what I do, Uriah, got back up. How you doing, my mom? How you doing? Everything's good, Mom. Dad, how you doing? Everything's great.
But if we were to cut open and get to the heart and peel back the layers, really, it's like, yeah, I'm busted.
You're afraid of judgment.
Yeah.
You're afraid of shame.
Yep.
And you know what happens too? When shit like this happens in people's lives, that I don't think they talk enough about it, is you lose self-confidence because you made that mistake.
Yeah.
And you go back to new life and you're thinking, now everything is about confidence. Do I make the right moves to get back on my feet?
Yeah. And then you're overcompensating and you're over questioning every move.
Every move, right. You're not doing enough. I'd get frozen because I felt like I was not doing enough work. No matter what, whether it's working on myself, working on the job, whatever is that, I would just freeze up.
And that's a whole nother trauma.
Yeah.
That's like a whole nother, like, because then you get into this feeling like nothing you do is good enough.
Right.
And so then you start to spiral in that trauma, right? And then while you're still processing all this trauma. And so then it's just like freaking trauma tornadoes everywhere. And
you live in one.
Yeah. It's like, how do you shake it? And that's, again, back to, how do you feel those feelings? How do you like actually come to a place where you do look it in the face? Because a lot of times we think that whatever that is like a freaking mountain in front of us, and there's no flipping. So why even try?
Right.
Why even like?
I'm so screwed right now.
Take the step, and then you actually have the courage, and you do get into it, and you find out that that mountain truly is just a rock that you could pick up. But because of the perspective of us feeling so small and negative talk and all these things, we've pushed ourselves so small that small rock that we could put in our hand is actually a mountain.
You're right, huge mountain.
But it's not when you step into it, and that's where fear is, right?
Right.
It's false evidence appearing real. Like, I'm looking at this problem, I'm looking at this issue, and I think it's a mountain, when truly it's just a rock that I can hold in my hand.
It's like you have magnifying glasses on,
Yeah,
right?
everything's blown up.
I was going when I went back to work for Ben, because I thought this is me, right? Mm-hmm. I'm gonna go work for somebody else, right? Mm-hmm. Because they have more, mm-hmm. They're bigger, mm-hmm. They have all the companies, blah blah blah, right? Horrible decision. Mm-hmm. So I come back to Ben, and Ben open arms, mm-hmm. And I go, Ben, I don't know how I'm going to kind of build all this again. Mm-hmm. He goes, Jimmy, how do you eat an elephant? I said, I don't know. He goes, one bite at a time. Mm-hmm. And that has stuck with me, because that's part of this whole thing that we've been talking about, mm-hmm. is that it's a big ass elephant.
Yeah.
And you can look at it and feel small, feel weak. And then there's another elephant right behind that elephant, and all these elephants are there, and they're in your mind, mm-hmm. right? Because of the failure, because of the shame, and all that stuff. And the future looks bleak because all this other stuff, and it's just so overwhelming, mm-hmm. that you understand, and I know you do too, why people do what they do. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sometimes not all the good things.
Yeah. Well, and I think about, even in my situation, in my circumstance, and what I went through, and the counseling advice that I got, to go back and like write it all down, right? Go back, and for me it was like 9 years worth of poop, right? Like, and so I'm like writing all this out, and the overwhelm started to kick in. We're talking like, 10 pages full of crap. And I'm like, how the heck am I going to go item by item,
right,
and deal with all this? And what I found was that I would be dealing with, problem number 3, right? And problem number 39 would also get taken care of, because it was in the same.
It was connected.
And so I go through like a month and a half of just doing this. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden I'm like, wow, I feel the weight is like lifting.
Right.
Right. And like, it wasn't as overwhelming as I thought it was. But in the moment, we don't have people telling us this. No. In the moment, like, we don't know that item number 3 is connected to item 39.
No.
We're just like writing it down and just like doing step 1. Right?
Right.
And I wish there was something out there that helped us understand that more, that it's not as crazy as we think it to be in our mind.
Well, somebody's going to DM us and say, well, there's this book, so we're going to find out about 100 books.
Bring them.
100 books how to deal with it. But I think you're right. And I think sometimes when you're in that situation,
yeah,
and people start giving you stuff to, like, read this, read that. Mm-hmm. For some people, that's their therapy, right? Mm-hmm. Me, I didn't want to read anything.
Right.
Right, because it was just like, that's just another freaking thing to do.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to get past the scam. Mm-hmm. Right, and that's a full-time job.
Yeah.
And trying to explain it mm-hmm. to everybody.
Yeah.
Within my family.
Yeah.
And dealing with all that.
Right.
And so I like that part that you said, where you start writing stuff down and mm-hmm. how they seem to connect,
Yeah.
But you have to be able to go in there and face that too, right?
Yeah, the
elephant again.
There is a courage aspect to this.
Yeah.
And it is, And no one can do it for you, Jimmy.
No.
That's the thing. Like, I would love for me to be able to go to you and be like, hey, Jimmy, can you deal with the all my grief and loss?
Yeah.
Can you just handle that for me? No problem. Like I know you're helping me with my loan and stuff, but can you just handle my grief and loss so I'm not scared to commit to get a loan from you? Like, can you just do that?
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
it's not going to happen.
Hey,
like,
that's part of the package deal.
oh, sweet. Where do I sign? No, but like you have to go to it on your own. You have to face it. And that takes courage, and that takes support. That's another thing.
Yep.
We don't talk about the people around us very much.
No.
We don't talk about, when I was going through that, yes, I had good people in my life. And they're amazing, and they gave me opportunity, and they were there for me. But also, like, those people that gave me opportunity, I'm not always going to go to them with all my crap.
No.
Because that's also the people that gave me the opportunity. If they knew all of this, they'd be like, bro, you need to go to a mental hospital. You need to go check yourself in. Because,
go lay on a couch and talk to somebody.
because this is a lot. And we carry it around and people don't know. You said it. You said it last time. Like, people don't really know what another person is actually going through.
Right.
Like, nobody knows that I'm running, 17 podcasts. Nobody knows that behind the scenes I'm doing all this stuff. Nobody knows what you're going through, right? Like, and yet we think we know.
Because we base it on appearance.
Bro, and assumption.
Yo, huge.
Can we just talk about this for a
Yes.
second? I'm gonna share something that I posted the other day, and you weigh in on this because I appreciate the weighing in. I said this. I said, seek to understand before you assume. Assumptions create distance, and understanding creates connection.
True.
When you assume, you fill the gaps with your fears, your past, your biases. When you seek to understand, you make room for truth.
Amen.
Most conflicts don't come from evil intentions. They come from miscommunication and misunderstood perspectives. A simple question can solve what 1,000 assumptions never will. Slow down, listen more, and ask better questions.
That's so true.
Look, bro, I wrote this because this is me. Like, I'm speaking to myself more than anybody. Right? Like, because it's really easy to assume where another person's at. It's really easy to assume, whatever it is, right? It's a lot harder to say, hey, is this where you really are?
Yeah.
Is this like I'm feeling like this, but is it true? Like, is what I'm seeing, is what I'm feeling like actual, or is it just an assumption?
See, because assumptions are nothing but judgments.
For sure.
Right? So if we want to put it in layman's terms, it's so easy to make an assumption about somebody. Mm-hmm. Usually when you make an assumption about somebody, you're really showing your own weakness, right? Like,
That's it.
And so if we can make assumptions, then we can dodge all the questions. We don't have to mess with that, right? We're just going to do our thing. Wow, Uriah, you need to shave. God, grizzly bear.
You need to grow a beard, Jimmy.
I can't. It comes up all spotty. But I think that's true, though. So, and those assumptions, and we're going to go right back to where we started, is you don't know what that person is going through.
You don't.
And sometimes assumptions kill.
Bro, and that's why seeking to understand is so important. like I'm experiencing some stuff in my life that I've shared with you.
Yeah.
Right. That you know, individuals are not seeking to understand. They're just coming at me full blast.
They're assuming.
Right. And I don't necessarily like bash them for that, because we all do this.
Right.
Right? Like, we all are guilty of just making an assumption, a small judgment on somebody else or a circumstance or a situation. I mean, we read a news headline and we take it as gospel. Right? Like, we go to the street corner and we're starting to like pick it because of, you know, something we read in the news headlines.
That may not even be true.
And it might not even be true, but we assume it as truth. And so, like, society is guilty of it. But what I am starting to implement in my life is seeking to understand.
Yes.
Like, I want to know. I want to ask better questions, like I put on there, because in asking the question, I'm curious and I'm not like condemning.
Right.
I'm actually like trying to get the data before I make the decision. Right? And for a lot of people, that's work.
It is. And maybe it's the data. You may not need as much as you think you need.
You may not.
Right.
You truly may not. You like I was talking about before, whenever I was dealing with stuff, you know, item 3 took care of item 39 as well.
Right.
Right? Like, and it's the same thing in relationship, it's the same thing in anything, right? Like, it might not be as big or problematic as we seem to make it think in our head.
Oh hell, it could.
Right?
You know what? You add a little water to fear.
Yeah.
And fear just blossoms.
Right.
Into a freaking
thorny
bush.
A drop, bro.
Yes.
Like, just a drop. And how much are we watering fear?
And how much are we going back to water that bush?
Come on. Yeah. How much are we actually watering fear over, like, truth?
Right.
Like, well, hold on, Uriah. Like, getting to truth. What is truth? You know?
What is my truth?
Yeah, what is your truth? What is my truth? Hold on, no, that's not my truth, Jimmy. No,
that drives me crazy.
But I'm saying, like, in the sense of doing the work that is necessary. Like, who would like it? Would you like it if a man off the street came into your life and started accusing you of this, telling you this? Like, you'd love that, right? Like, that'd be the best thing.
Yeah, I can't wait. When is he coming by? I want to make coffee and cookies, and I'm make him feel really comfortable while he rips me.
But I'm saying, like nobody would appreciate that. But I think what people would appreciate is if that man off the street came in and said, "Hey, what's your name? This is who I am."
Harold.
Yeah, Harold, I'm Bo, right? Like, and actually had a conversation to get to know you before I just assume and cut you down. And okay, that's relationship.
Right.
Now, what about our own personal BS? Right?
Well,
like, because we assume a lot of things in our own lives.
True.
We assume, oh, if I do this, it's gonna equate to this. Like, when really, like, we're just jumping. We're not actually sitting with it and saying, well, yeah, if I do that, but also if I do that with this, and then actually, like, move forward from that mindset instead of the mindset of fear, then is it really gonna be like that?
Yeah, exactly.
We then start to question and we get curious. And I think in that, we grow.
We do.
And we recognize and realize that it's not gonna end up like that.
I wonder if anybody wants to start keeping count from now till eternity. Assumptions, are they more negative or more positive? Or 50-50?
I mean, what if we did start making positive assumptions about things?
That's my point. Negative. I bet you 75% are negative.
And my faith, right? And what I believe, again, speaking from only what I can speak from, right, is believe the best about everybody.
And that can be hard sometimes.
It's very hard. Very hard. But then also, like, do unto others how you would want done to you.
Right.
In the action, right? So it's not necessarily an assumption, but in the action too. So it's interesting. There's a lot of, first letter parallels here.
Right.
Assumption and action, right?
Right.
Like, if I then started to have positive assumptions, and I said, Jimmy, you're going to kill it today. I don't know you very well, but dude, I just have this feeling that, there's going to be good that comes into your life today.
And I walk away happy.
Or I could be like, hey, Jimmy, I don't know you very much, and I don't trust you, and I think you're a little weird.
Okay, that may be true.
But I'm saying, like, how's that going to make you feel? Or am I actually...
Well, the weird part doesn't bother me.
Am I actually, like, bettering you?
No.
Or am I just cutting in? And that's what I'm getting at
You're
here.
stroking up confrontation.
Right. You want to take me outside and show me a thing or two? Like
60-year-old man.
But I'm just saying, like, the world would become a better place.
It would.
And how do we shift, though? I'm curious. How do we shift into positive and influence, positive assumption, positive outlook,
I think it's a change of habit, right? I can't change your habits. You can't change mine. But we can't quit the habit, right? And I think sometimes when people assume something about somebody and you know that it's different, then you speak up for that person. They're not like that, right? This is how they are. So now that negative from this guy, we'll call him Steve, and he talked about Bo, I can tell Steve that, Bo's not like that. So you kind of break that, but it's hard. I mean, see, mindset and all this stuff is so much harder than just talking about it. Because it's hard to do it daily, especially if you're trying to break an old habit. But they say you can break a habit in 30 days, right? And it doesn't take that long to start a new habit, right? So I think when we look at things, we can only control our world or what's in our sphere at the moment, right? And hopefully the way we present to other people in our sphere at that time will carry over to maybe they take some of that. Because it's real easy to take the negative. Negative's easy, man. You can live off the negative. But it's a lot harder to be positive when you're not feeling positive. And I think that's some of the separation too, is that you may feel like shit, but you don't have to portray that.
Or operate from that.
Right.
Like, I would say, like, my stuff that I go through, a lot of times people don't even realize. Like, whenever I was going through my divorce, for instance, I was in a front-facing position for work, and I was still showing up to help those people day in, day out. And none of them really knew what I was actually going through.
No, because you were strong.
Right.
Look how strong Uriah is. Going through divorce, still doing his thing.
But no, they didn't even know.
Oh, they didn't know you were going through
They didn't even know that I was going through that. And so a couple people did, and they would pop in and be like, "Hey, how you doing?" No, for real, how you doing? Right? Like, and I appreciate those people in my life. But a lot of the people that I was working with at that time had no clue. And then when news came out, and I went out on my own and stuff like that, people were like, "Whoa, how are you still
Functioning.
yeah, how can you like go through everything you're going through and me not even know it? Like and I think a lot of that is choice. There were some days, bro, where I did want to stay in bed. And
Oh,
pull
hell
the
yeah.
covers over my head and be like, screw this.
I'm done.
But I also knew from past experiences, from depression and anxiety in my own personal, stuff, that doesn't produce anything good.
No.
And so why would I do that? Yes, I feel this way, but I also know that there is a strength within that I don't think anybody can even measure.
No.
There is a I think deep down everybody has a good intention within their heart to better the world around them, to lift people up. But we are what we surround ourselves with. You
Right.
talked to Aubrey about environment,
Yeah.
right? Like environment, like what you surround yourself. Well, there's a lot that we can't even control in our environment.
Right.
The world today, politics,
People around you.
economics, whatever it is, you point at it. There's a lot of things that we can't control in that, but what we can control is our choices and how we decide we want to live.
Right. How we want to view the world.
And so ultimately, that's what I told those people is like, I chose to get up, to brush my teeth. I know, I brush my teeth. It's crazy.
Yeah, someday.
To put my best foot forward and to build people up because I was feeling like complete shit.
You're right.
Like I felt like I was in the gutter, bro. Like, and why would I want to make somebody else feel what I'm feeling?
Well, the thing is, too, though, and you know this, that when you do that, you feel better yourself.
For sure.
Even for a minute.
Yes.
Right? You've broken that, I feel like shit today.
Yeah.
Right.
And
You just keep, all those minutes that you keep adding up, those people are helping you get over this stuff and not even knowing it.
yeah.
You know?
Well, and two, I think about, like just this idea of you asked me to like share, not Christianity, right? Like how just the average Joe who doesn't necessarily believe anything, maybe agnostic or whatever.
Yeah,
how can they move forward? And I would say that even if you don't believe in a faith, there are laws that are in operation right now that are laws.
Right.
If I put a seed in the ground and I water it, it's going to grow.
Yep.
What you sow, you will reap. Right?
Right.
Like, again, do unto others as you would want them to do to you. Those are laws.
Yeah.
Whether we attribute them to Christianity or we attribute them to whatever it is.
It's just being a person in this world.
And we have choice to make. Like whatever you believe, right?
Right.
Wherever you come from, whatever your upbringing is.
Right.
Right? You get to choose how you want to live. And I wish people would talk about this way more than everything else.
By choose how they live, their mental side of things, right? Because you could be rich as hell and unhappy as hell, be poor as hell and be happy as hell, right?
Yeah.
So it's that mindset.
Right. I think about it like our GPS, right? Like our choice is the trajectory in which we're going.
Right.
Like,
there's all the routes. There's
Yep.
other routes.
Tons of different routes. I can get to Shields right now in like 100 different ways. It's right down the street, but I could get there in 100 different ways.
I'm not going through the Shields because we won't show up till the next day.
But I'm just saying, like, we could go any direction we wanted to go. But when we make the choice that, okay, this is the way that I'm going to go. Like it starts to, okay, but there's a traffic jam over here. So we need to go around this.
Right.
Like, okay, but the road is closed over here. So we need to go around this. Like when you choose and make a choice in life, then the rest can start to shape and take place.
Right.
But we have to choose.
I think we have to choose, first of all, and I'm not great at this, so that you choose to make yourself happy that day, right? And that could be hard. But then you also have a choice of how you treat people every day. So you have basically two choices. And if you don't treat yourself well, you're not going to treat other people well because you don't respect yourself enough to treat yourself well.
Yeah.
So why would you treat anybody else well unless you just want to put on a fake smile and go through the world? But I think the biggest part, and this is where I think people have in this country have totally lost it, is that they don't give a shit how they treat people around them. I don't mean all, okay? So let me preface that.
Yeah.
But what we see going on right now in this country and the way people are being treated is not the way this country is. Even though we have a history of it. Right? We have such a history of what's going on now, went on in the 60s, the 50s. You know, when the Irish came over from Ireland. I mean, we have a whole history of that. But that doesn't mean we have to keep repeating the same damn history. But we do.
Yeah.
Because we don't know how to take care of each other unless they're our like kind.
Well, and two, like I talk about this, I learned this from a mentor in my life, and it's this idea of living in the 95.
Yes.
Right? Like, this is and so like if you think about all the knowledge in the entire world, what you know, what you don't know, right? All the knowledge in the entire world as a circle. You know, what is it that you know, and what is it that you know that you don't know?
Right.
And out of the knowledge of the entire world, let's just say it's 5%.
But that's like what you really know,
Yeah.
not what you assuming.
Yeah, like the sky is blue. The grass is green, right? Like
Right.
my name is Uriah. Like
I know that
those
horses
things.
don't fly, right?
Right. And then I know that I don't know how to fix my engine in my car.
Right.
I know that I don't know what you're experiencing in life.
Right.
Right? Like I know that I don't know those things. And so like equate it to, 1% that we know, 4% of what we don't know.
Right.
And that's 5%. So living in the 95 is stepping outside of what we know that we know and what we know that we don't know, and actually living from a place of curiosity.
Ooh,
And
yeah.
living from a place of seeking to understand. And living from a place of humility. And living from a place of all these things that are talked about but never actually lived out.
Amen.
Because we want to stay in comfort zone.
Right.
We want to stay in the 5%. And that's why things don't change. That's why it's still cyclical, because we're staying in what we know and what we know we don't know.
We act like we're
Doing the work.
yeah,
Or
like,
living outside.
Oh no, I'm in the 75% because I know everything.
Yeah.
Or I know nothing.
Yeah.
But you're right though, because if you never expand or you never learn something new, then you actually shrink. Right? You actually shrink. And it's scary again to step out to that 95% because you're in the 95%, that may affect your 5%. Right?
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, like what I taught when I was a youth pastor, scripturally,
Yeah.
I've grown a lot since then, and I've experienced some life since then. I don't know if I would preach that same message the same way now.
No, you wouldn't.
Like, I have expanded, I have grown, I have let experiences happen in my life that have probably changed some of the lens of how I viewed that passage initially.
You know where you're in the 95%? When you hear somebody and say, wow, I'm bringing that to my 5%.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, you're learning, you're expanding, like
Right.
you said, like growing. Like, I think that's what growth mindset is. I say this all the time too. Like, the more life I live, the more I understand I don't know anything.
Oh, we're dumb as nails.
Bro, like, and I've lived probably like 10 lives by now. Like, truly. Like being a missionary, being a pastor, doing all this stuff. Experiencing a bunch of negative things in my life
Right.
that I had to navigate through and learn how to overcome. Right? Like,
Right.
there are a lot of things in my life that I wish didn't happen to me, but I also wouldn't go back and change those things.
Oh, I
because-
would change some of mine.
well, but I'm just saying, like, it has made me who I am today.
Right.
And it's pushed me out of that 5% into the 95 to where I did have to become uncomfortable.
Right.
I did have to do some work. I did have to choose, like, how I was going to react to certain circumstances and situations. And I'll tell you right now, like, the more I get into that 95, right? I realize I don't know anything. I just don't. I don't, like, I know what I know. I know what I've been through, right? But really, that's such a small percentage of what's out there.
Yeah, it is.
And I feel like when we live in that mentality and live from that perspective of life, we're not as harsh.
No.
We're not as, like,
More understanding.
it's not concrete, it's wet clay.
Yeah.
It's moldable. It's like we can be flexible on things. We can, come to the table and have a conversation even if our viewpoints are polar opposites.
See, because, hate lives in 5%.
Absolutely.
Because you're not willing to look at that person any other way than what you think they are. Right? If you stepped out and looked at it, that person again, with different eyeballs, you may say, hey, man, that's my brother right there. We're like this. We're connected. It's like when I hear senators and representatives talking about the immigration problem. And they may have been to the Southwest one time. They don't have the history about how it really is. They don't see all the hard work. They don't see all this stuff that these people do. But yet they make an assumption because they're in frickin' Minnesota or frickin' Georgia, right? They're not on the lines. So if you'd step out of your frickin' 5% and start getting to know people and not races, and I can say that about the way they view African Americans. They are so afraid of being open and being welcoming because their little 5% people may not like them anymore. Oh, so God, yeah, stay in that. Stay in that, all right? Let that fester even more. But you're right. Until we get outside our own skin and start to understand people, things will change.
I think what you're getting at is just.
I'm a preaching baby.
I think what you're really getting at is just viewing people as humanity. And, race is a political construct.
It is.
That implements division.
Yep.
Prove me wrong. Send
Exactly.
me the hate mail. Like,
I want
don't
my
care.
hate mail too. If he gets more than I do, I'm going to be pissed.
I'm just saying, and I've said this before, Jimmy. Like, I truly believe that all humans are created equally.
They are.
We're all made in, this is my belief, right? We're all made in his image and in his likeness. And that's everybody across the board. nobody owns the land, in my opinion, other than God.
Well, think about this for a minute, Uriah.
Yeah.
Think about this for just a freaking minute.
Mm-hmm.
The Mexicans and the Indians were on this ground way before us. We just took it over by force, right? Mm-hmm. And now, because of a border, oh no, you don't belong here. Mm-hmm. Even though they have family already here, mm-hmm. right? They have a way to make this be easy, mm-hmm. but it's going to piss off their party. Mm-hmm. And every Republican and Democratic who was in power has kicked this down the road. So, did I tell you my Black Hills story? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because now the government wants to pay them off. And the Sioux are going, no. Mm-hmm. We just want it. We just want our land back. Mm-hmm. So that's another thing where we hurt people for our own interest. Mm-hmm. And you have to pay the piper sometimes when that happens. Mm-hmm. And I think we're seeing some of it now.
Yeah.
Because we have a bunch of people that are nervous that they're not going to be the majority in the next 20 years, probably.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I think what we're really seeing is the straw is breaking the camel's back.
It is.
Like, there is a complete flip happening as we speak in the economic space, in the political space, in just how we treat each other space. Like, and what we deem as okay space.
Exactly.
Like, all of this stuff, like, I truly believe right now we're experiencing the revealing of our entire, like, this is generational.
It is.
Like, we are experiencing a revealing that we've never seen before on a public scale.
Perfect. We've seen it in the background.
Yes.
And we knew it was there, but now they're saying it's in your face now. What are you going to do about it?
Exactly. And I mean, this is not a right or left thing. Like, hear me say that. Like, what we're experiencing is humanity on the whole.
Right.
And it's interesting to see how it's being dealt with. I will say that. It's even more interesting, like I said, to see what they're deeming as okay.
Well, I think we're seeing the ugly side, and it's going to get uglier.
Oh yeah.
Because as they did in Minnesota, when the people started getting rowdy, the pressure went up. Mm-hmm. Right?
Yeah.
And who would think we'd have people with really no authority doing the stuff they're doing to citizens and not to citizens, you know? Mm-hmm. And I know that I'm going to get hate mail again. I really don't care. I'm serious, I don't. Because what right is right, what's wrong is wrong. Mm-hmm. And what's going on right now in these cities is wrong. Mm-hmm. And nobody wants to control them. They just want to protect them. Mm-hmm. After that lady was shot and killed, the guy that shot her, he was already out of the state, and he raised $500,000 for his defenses.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. And I would say, like I've said before too, like on even the other side of the fence, like us as humanity, like causing chaos and confusion.
Right.
And, stirring the pot.
Right.
When it's unnecessary. And then the other side, right? The violent take it by force is what they're running on. And it's...
Neither way is good.
Neither way is good. It's wrong across the board. And And I don't care where you're coming from. I don't care what political party you're associated with. Like, back to what we were talking about earlier, and I think it's a great place to land. We get to choose how we live.
Right.
We get to choose whether or not we are going to be an asset to humanity or a liability to humanity.
Well, let's go back to the very beginning.
Yeah.
Why are these people screaming? Why are these people screaming? Because nobody's listening.
Mm-hmm. Nobody's chilling out.
They're assuming.
They're
assuming again. Right?
All assumption.
Because I remember this, and I know we got to go, but I saw this special.
Uh-huh.
And it was when the African American neighborhoods was burning, right? Because a kid got shot again. And this reporter asked just the most basic and best question ever. He goes, why do you do that to your own neighborhood? And she goes, so somebody will freaking listen. Because the police have been bad in that area for years, and they did all the right stuff, right? You march, you do our stuff, you have complaints, blah, blah, blah. And they're at the point now because nobody will listen.
If you just look at all the problems, I'm telling you, if you look at all the problems that we're facing right now as humanity, I'm talking about the entire world.
Yep.
Almost all of it can be resolved through proper communication.
But you know why it won't?
Because we won't listen.
Assumptions, and that's the way they are, and they're not going to change, and they're the evil ones.
My way's the right way, your way's the wrong way.
You're an evil person, I'm a good person.
All assumption.
Yeah.
Not seeking to understand.
Again.
Like, I think we hit it. I think we hit gold.
So I guess I'm running for president. 2028. And I'll be wearing my Irish stuff too. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, but see, this boomer, he'll be right on board with me. So, no, I think you're right. I think it's sometimes the easiest answers are the simplest answers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think living out of simplicity is probably the answer to a lot of things. Period. Just like.
Remember you're talking about the GPS.
Yeah.
You know, we started here.
Yeah.
And we're supposed to be here, right?
Yeah.
We're
actually right back where we started. Really, truly. Like we made no progression forward.
Well, we saw a lot of country.
We saw it all, man. We saw it all. No, Jimmy, thank you so much.
Thanks, brother.
This has been so good, man.
And congratulations again on the nuptials.